First of all, make sure that you feel comfortable in your lingerie. If you don't, it will show on your big day. Your wedding day lingerie can be pretty and sexy, but think of it more as a structural base, giving your body the best possible shape under the dress. Your wedding night lingerie can be sexier, less structured, and should help you look and feel sexy and beautiful. Choose lingerie that disguises those bits of your body you don't like and enhances the parts that you do.
So you do need to think what is available, obviously, to put under the dresses. If you are heavier on the bust, straps are better because it will give you the lift. But obviously if the dress is totally strapless, then you can't. You can get clear straps, but it really does detract from the dress. You don't really want to see plastic straps going over your shoulders. So although the majority of the dresses are strapless, all of the bridal lingerie that we have are strapless. You have the option with or without. You do have the option of taking suspenders off as well, but in all fairness, the basque doesn't sit nicely if you don't wear stockings. And not all brides want to wear stockings. Sometimes if they've got sandals, they just want to go bare-legged. So you do need to think about that as well, whether you want to wear stockings or not, what time of year you're getting married, whether it's going to be hot or not. Again, these are all things that you need to think about as to what you're going to put under your dress. Because like I said before, it is a long day and you want to be comfortable. Some people change in the evening, but the majority of brides, when they spend a lot of money on their dress, they want to wear it all day and all night, so you do need to be comfortable.
I would always say that you should start from the inner layer out. So when you buy your wedding dress, consider carefully what you're going to put under it. Make sure that there's no straps that you're going to fiddle with, that you have a good amount of support, and that if you have, like a lot of brides, an inch or two that you really want to control, then you really should be looking at something like a waist cincher that will give you that extra control under your dress. And again, you can use that at any events after the wedding, but it means it doesn't interfere with your breast management, let's say, under your dress. It can just enhance your waist. Yeah. So it's not necessary to really have one undergarment, one corset all the way through. You can actually have 3 different bits of underwear that control your body. Something working on the bottom bit, something working on the middle, and something working on the chest area. But it is really important to get your underwear sorted. Yeah.
It's important to try your actual wedding day lingerie on underneath your dress when you're having fittings. It does make a difference to how your dress fits and hangs on your body. Remember to take a selection of styles and shapes of lingerie to try on with your dress. Don't rely on your dressmaker having the correct style of bra or basque to suit your body shape. Check for lingerie lines through your dress and check in daylight, as a shop or fitting room may be a little too dark to see clearly enough. Make sure your lingerie colour matches that of your dress. Are you going for something in white, ivory or flesh? Bear in mind the fabric of your dress may dictate the lingerie styles you can wear on the day.
Sometimes if your dress is very ornate, beaded or ruched, lots of lace, you can put anything under it, it doesn't matter. Brides want to feel special, they want to look pretty, not just on top but underneath as well. But if your dress is like a smooth chiffon, lace is going to show through. You can't have the little fancy bits, so you've got to have a smooth, practical bra. Doesn't always, you know, some brides are not happy with that because they want pretty. But like I say, you've got to go with what your dress requires. If it's smooth, it's fitted, you've got to have a smooth cup, then that option is there. That's why with the bridal range, there are pretty and lacy with little diamante pieces. There's also very smooth, very practical. It does depend on the style of the dress as to what you need.
So what we have here are 2 types of lingerie. Very, very pretty for the bride, and also a splash of colour because the bridal day is obviously about the paler whites and creams. We've got a steel-boned corset here, beautiful satin with steel inside, so it gives the same shaping that the bride may have had during the day, and it can be matched with beautiful satin side tie panties as well. The other type of lingerie what we have is more controlling to wear under the wedding dress. For example, waist cinch corsets. Now, if the bride has a very good supportive bra which suits the cut of her dress, she can then get the stomach pull-in that she requires with a degree of style.
With the style of your dress, bridal dresses are very structured. Some of them can be very firm. Some of them have got lace-up backs, so they're corseted. You don't need the structure underneath if you've got the structure in your dress. Most brides like to get married in the summer. You have to think of the weather. If it's hot, like it has been, can you imagine having a heavy corseted wedding dress and then a heavy corseted basque underneath? You don't need it. You've got to think of comfort. It's going to be a long day. So think of your comfort, think of what your dress needs. If it doesn't need the structure, if your dress is already boned, then think, right, okay, we'll just go for a strapless bra.
What would you say are your most popular products?
The most popular products, definitely fun panties for the honeymoon, because the groom enjoys them as much as the bride. So, and the colours are just absolutely stunning, and the silks and satins. So here we've got a beautiful gold colour that has a matching suspender with it as well, and also can come with a blindfold. So it's any girl that likes the kind of luxury side of underwear will find something here for her. But it is important that a bride in general doesn't just restrict herself to the functional underwear for under her dress, because it really takes the fun out of her wedding day. So it is quite important that they have something set aside discreetly for the evening, the first night, and for the honeymoon.
Brides normally like to feel very special on their wedding day. Obviously, when they buy their dress, they need nice underwear to go underneath it. Obviously, the bridal dresses are mostly ivory, so you go for ivory underwear. Sometimes you go for white, but most of our brides get married in ivory. So the dresses are usually strapless. Some of them can be very low at the back. So depending on the style of the dresses, depending on what sort of underwear you need. Lots of brides like to wear a basque, so they can wear stockings and feel very special on their day. But obviously it does depend on the style of the dress as to what you can put underneath it. If the dress is corseted, you don't need a heavy basque underneath it. Also, you've got to think, if you're going to wear stockings, if the dress comes out, if the dress is very clingy, you don't want to be walking down the aisle with a VPL. It's the worst thing ever. You've got to put your underwear which goes with your dress. So when you buy your dress, you've got to think, what can I put under it? If it's really, really low, you've got to be practical. There isn't going to be anything, not bra-wise. But then sometimes if it's very corseted and fitted, you don't always need a bra underneath it. Sometimes you can just go with a thong and a suspender and not worry about the top part.
When trying on your dress, remember to check your back in the mirror. As you walk down the aisle, this will be most people's view of you.
When you go and buy your dress, obviously you're excited, it's really lovely and you feel great, but think, what can I put underneath it? Many brides will think of the dress and think, yes, I love it, but then when they come to buy underwear, things will show. It will be too high at the front. If a dress comes down at the back, it starts to slope here, so sometimes can be too high here. Think, if you want to wear a basque, you want to wear stockings, you've got to think of the skirt. If the skirt is very fitted, you can see things. Many brides will come in and you'll ask them questions about their dress. Well, how high is it? What's the neckline? And they can't remember because they're so, if you like, you get swept away with it. So that when they come in and they can't remember, it is difficult to bring a dress in. We understand that. That is obviously the easiest thing because you can make sure you've got it right then, first purchase. But you do need to remember things. Very, very good if you can take a photo Not all bridal shops will let you, but if you can take a photo on your phone of the front and the back, or get someone to do it for you, then it gives us an idea of what we've got to work with. Mostly we get it right first time, but sometimes, you know, they'll come back and say, no, you can see it through it, so we have to rethink it and change things. But it's always possible. You've got the option of really fancy or really plain, whichever. You've got to think of what's going to go under the dress and try to remember what it looks like when you come to purchase your underwear.